the crook.
Well, actually.
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind.
It's the Travel OG, and welcome to the Black Manosphere Conclave 5.0.
We got started in 2021 in Atlanta, united in the pursuit of excellence in all things. It's been one hell of a ride.
Can I tell you what's on my mind? Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you what's on my mind?
We're now focusing more on opportunities for men, in particular passport bros. Guys who go abroad, they want to have a different lifestyle, they want to have a different achievement abroad. Oh yeah, there's without a doubt the narrative has changed for us greatly.
I just finished speaking and having a chance to tell individuals about how to live the American dream outside of America. And I was here to help so many men when it comes to understanding what they need to do in order to relocate.
With the political climate, things that are happening worldwide, guess what? Nobody's coming to save us. So it is indicative that we all bound together, tighten up like a fist, and strike a mighty blow against everything that's fighting to stop us, man.
It's nothing but good, positive people, good, positive energy with one goal in mind, and that is to make money, get the hell out the Matrix, and enjoy your life. You dig? So shout out to all of y'all. Theme music.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crook.
Well, actually.
Well, actually, they're here with Andre. And Andre is Love Crossing Borders. We got a great topic for tonight. But before we get started with this particular topic, we got to get some music in here. Shout out to you guys that are here this evening. We got 15 in the building thus far. We're going to have more, so make sure you click that like button, gentlemen. We like you. We really do. Make sure that you like us too. And let's get started. I got a text message from one of the guys, brother JC, who was always watching every night. Shout out to that brother. And he was telling me about a brother named D, and I hadn't got the details about everything. Really cool friend of Richie Max. I haven't had a chance to talk to Richie. I know he's been back in the States, so I'm probably calling him after the show. And he said the brother passed on, if I'm not mistaken, while he was traveling, whether it be in Thailand or the Philippines, wherever the brother was. The brother just recently passed on over the last day or two. And it kind of hit Richie pretty hard. And sometimes we forget to do a public service announcement regarding Black men's health and traveling. So tonight's episode is dedicated to 7 areas that you can improve on while still traveling as a man of color. We're going to go into details about how to do that. And you can get started with that immediately. So no matter what country you're in, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're with, the most important mode of transportation you have is your body. I'll say that again. The most important mode, most important form of transportation that we all have on this planet is our bodies. Without our bodies, we couldn't drive around or move around, ride a bike, or certain things that we do. So tonight we're going to talk about that. I'm excited about this particular episode. Condolences to the family of the man that passed on. He wasn't an older man. He was a younger man. And so we're going to talk about that in details tonight. 7 areas in which we as men can improve on our health, especially men of color. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First, we're going to get started with the shout outs. That's what we're going to get started with first. Got to show you guys some love. You're always supporting the channel. Got to show you gentlemen some love. Shout out, first of all, since we're already here, my brother Rico in the building. Rico's giving a shout out to David Dice, Double D, in the building. Glad to see Dave here. Let's go to the top where we got numero uno tonight. Don, aka Don JP, in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Appreciate you. My brother Kenny Peoples in the building. He's saying good evening to everyone and good evening to you as well, brother. Good evening, Dre. Yes, sir. He said this is also a good topic as well. Do need to improve their health if they plan on being like Floyd Mayweather, you know, being like Floyd Mayweather, Slim Goody, last in the bed. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Take care of your business. Take care of your health for the rest of your life, because your health is truly your wealth. Shout out to my man Simple Logic in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Simple Logic says greetings from VA, Chester, VA. Shout out to your VA guys out there that are watching. All you DMV boys. Appreciate you guys being here, as well as the ladies that dare to tread this channel. It's another informative live stream. Yes, sir. This is very important. Very important. 7 areas we're going to hit that, and so you don't have to be all over the place saying, well, what should I focus on first, or what should I focus over here? Well, there are 7 areas of every man's health that you need to focus on, and we're going to talk about those areas tonight. And you can do these even while you're traveling. I'll say this again. The importance of this particular live stream is you can do these even while you're traveling. So shout out to you. Shout out to the family. Yes, sir. Salute to you as well. Glad to see that you're here. Make sure you guys click the like button. We got 24 in the building. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man JC, who's the man who turned me on to this particular topic. I listened to his message on WhatsApp, and I said, you know something, Dre? I got to do something about it. Can't just have brothers passing on. Life is going to keep lifing. But we do need to focus on our health. We're getting a little older, gentlemen. Some of us have been in this passport game 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of traveling. And that's outside the military. So make sure that you guys continue to take care of your health. He said, good God. He said, good God afternoon. He said, early evening. Yes, sir. He said, depends on what part of the international hemisphere you're in at the moment. Yes, sir. Good morning to all you guys over in Southeast Asia as well. He said, the narrative in the Matrix also implies to health doctors aren't good. That's sad, bad. That's sad. Health doctors aren't good. And shout out to our first super chat of the night. Shout out to all you guys that support by way of PayPal, Cash App, as well as super chats. Thank you for supporting the channel and keeping the brand going. My brother Kofa's in the building. With the first super chat of the night, he said, peace, gentlemen. Before we get going, he said, I would suggest getting a jump rope. To travel with, easy to pack, lightweight, and you only need a little room to work out. That's a good point. That's a good point. A little room to work out to reach your destination, meaning physical destination, or before you reach your destination, or while you're at your destination. Yes, sir. That's a good point. Get that jump rope. Easy exercise you can take with you. Body weight exercise. Let's scroll down a little further. And we got 313 Nate.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Do not play for much with us Detroit boys, because you know what we about. What up, though? Shout out to you, brother. Happy Thursday. What, is it Thursday already? Is today Thursday? Or maybe it's the Thursday where you're located, Nate. Salute to you, brother. I thought today was what? Am I wrong? See, now y'all got me looking. Now y'all got me looking to make sure that I got the right days in. Because, you know, I got tutoring on Thursdays with my cloud engineering. And, of course, yes, I could go to the comments. Oh, shoot, it is Thursday. Goodness gracious. Okay. I got to reach out to my tutor now. It is Thursday. A lot of times when you're living in another country, those days go by fast, bruh. Goodness gracious. I did not know today was Thursday. Shout out to Don, a.k.a. the Don JP, once again. He say Andre channel helps with reviews. Yes, thank you guys for watching over on Andre's channel as well. I'm going to send a link into the comment section for all you guys that want to support Andre able to get the views. Because on Love Crossing Borders, we don't get the views as much as Andre's channel does as far as the revenue from the views. So we get the revenue from the views over on Andre's channel. So shout out to you guys over there that are supporting. I see Don, a.k.a. Don JP over there flying solo thus far. But we got a good show for tonight. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man Gang Stalking in the building. Shout out to you being here. What up, brother? What up, though, to you too, brother? Hope you're having a great evening, man. You guys will surprise me. Let me know that I just lost a day. Goodness gracious, Dre. I just been on the go. All right. Let me scroll down a little further. We got Jay Anderson, the Great, in the building. Glad that you're here. Yes, sir. See, look at OG with the guns out. I'm focusing on fitness, gentlemen. I'm trying to showcase the fact that we, at no matter what stage, no matter what age of life, need to make sure that we focus on our health, especially when we're traveling. Especially when we are traveling. Shout out to Tory Brown in the building, Mr. Brown himself. He said the brother passed from a heart attack. We're going to talk about that. That's one area we're going to talk about. But he was in Thailand living his best life. That's what's up, man. Can't beat that. We all know that life gonna keep lifing. So to be able to pass on, like I said, I know one country I won't be passing on in, God willing, and that's the States. I don't have no plans on passing on in the States. I'll pass on another country. I will pass on a plane, a boat, a train, in an automobile, but I would not be passing on in the States. And y'all can sit back and say, my ancestors, y'all can have fun with that. Y'all can have fun with that. As for Dre, no. No, not likely. You say, somebody tell Andre to chill out. This brother showed his arms after leaving the gym. I haven't even, you know what? Today was my off day today. I might do something a little later on, late night, push-ups or something, but not too much today. Today was just me focusing on my cloud engineering class because, my second exam or my second attempt on the practitioner is in 2 weeks. So it's time for me to buckle down and really go ahead and get to it. So that's what I've been focusing on. Shout out to E-Man being in the building once again. And Bronx representing the New York men. Glad to see that you're here. Let me turn that down just a tad bit. And let me scroll down. Yes, Thursday. Wow, you guys, I am. Shout out to you guys once again who are watching from Andrea's channel, showing support, showing her some love. Glad you guys are over there. He say, somebody tell Dre. I read this one. Somebody tell Dre, chill out. This brother showing the arms after leaving the gym. I'm past it. You know what? I am so past the ego stage of this thing. I just focus on the health part now. When you younger, you kind of focus like 90% ego. Let me get together so I can have, so I can look good for the ladies. Now you gotta be like, man, listen, I'm trying to live a little longer than the last man. He said, Dre, I understand on the days. He said class 7, class 7.5 with the prep on the SAA. These days go. I can imagine the prep for the SAA, so I can imagine. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Shout out to Dirk in the building. Appreciate you being here. As well as David Dice of the Dice family. He say, Dre, I'm gonna email you for tonight's video if I could have it. Absolutely. Any episode that you guys see me do, you guys want the montage of it, let me know. You know, the videos that I put together that we watch all the time, whatever episode that's probably over like the last month, I put them all in my Dropbox anyway. So after the episode, the next morning, I put them in the Dropbox. I think I still got to send somebody. One of you guys asked me for the hotel video. I got to check my email. What do you guys ask me for the hotel video that we did? The hotels, 10,000 hotels in Colombia. Shout out to my brother, Ronan Traveler. Good morning to you, kind sir. Good morning to you. Shout out to all those in the Philippines. Speaking of Philippines, I am excited about tomorrow's episode. Since tomorrow is Friday, tomorrow's episode will be the Cambodian baddies versus the Philippine baddies versus the Thailand baddies versus the Vietnam baddies. And the dark horse is the baddies in India. Who is reigning in Southeast Asia?
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Detroit wants to know. We want to know. Yes, sir. Shout out to you guys out there. Shout out to you guys. Salute to all you brothers. Shout out to once again to Rico, giving a shout out. To Ronan Trouters, salute to you as well, brother. Let's get ready to get started. I'm going to change this music up, man. Change this music, of course. All right. As I was saying earlier, doesn't matter where we travel to, for the most part. Doesn't matter who you're with. Doesn't matter where you're going. I basically said that we travel to. At the end of the day, as we age, as men that travel, one of the things that we're going to have to come to a conclusion about is our health. And there are 7 main areas of health that Black men need to focus on. Now, this is not an anti-white rant, but this is our moment. This is a Black man with a Black man's travel, and most of my content and most of my subscribers are Black males. So I'm going to address us. For all you white brothers that's watching, shout out to you guys, but this is our moment. And there are areas in which Black men, especially in the States, need to start the process of focusing on, no matter where we go to. This is a very important episode. So we're going to talk about the 7 areas that we need to focus on. And once again, thank you guys for supporting by way of PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chats. And if you want if you guys want the videos that or the montage that I put together for this episode, so you can use it on your YouTube channel, make sure you just send me an email and I will get that over to you. You get it from WeTransfer.com. No cost, absolutely free. No use of me using hoarding the editing that I put together when I know other guys can use it as well. So shout out to all you guys out there if you're interested in using the video clips that we're going to be looking at tonight or any other night. And as I was saying, that the young man or the gentleman lost, I don't want to say lost his life, but passed on in Thailand based off of what you gentlemen have said. And cool friend with Richie. And it got me to thinking after hearing from JC, shout out to JC. And I was like, you know what? It is that time for us to once again start talking about Black male health. We do need to start talking about those things because it's very important. Everything from spiritual to physical, it is important. So let's get ready to get started. Let me turn this down a tad bit. The music, and we can get ready to go. We can go. Okay, put it about right there. And let's bring up the video. And it starts off with just talking about when it comes to traveling, there are some things that Black men need to focus on. Our blood pressure, diabetic tests, colon cancer, cholesterol, and lymph node or lymph test. Yes, sir, lipid test. Mental health, chronic kidney disease, very important. These are areas in which we're going to be talking about tonight, some of these areas. Prostate tests, complete blood count, testosterone exam, all the testicular exam, I meant to say. All these areas are very important for Black men to examine, and you can do these things even as we're traveling. Don't take for granted that he made the largest mental health. That wasn't, I don't think that was coincidental.
He had a heart attack with complications from sugar diabetes.
Okay.
But didn't know he had diabetes.
I love that Black folks always say sugar diabetes. They never say diabetes. Always sugar diabetes.
Or just the sugar.
Oh, yeah.
If I had another table, if you were different, you like, he had the sugar.
Thanks for code switching for us and including diabetes.
I'm here. Listen, Brown serves everybody.
Is that supposed to like designate between type 1 and type 2? Or is that just no? That's
There's
just
only
something you
sugar
say.
diabetes.
Okay,
There's
got
only
it.
sugar diabetes.
There's no one or
There's no
two.
salt diabetes.
Got it.
No savory
I got
diabetes.
cinnamon diabetes. But it was one of those things that taught me, or like, I knew he was young when he passed. And then when I hit 45, I was like, oh man, I'm just getting started. I feel like life has so much more in front of me. Here's the other interesting thing. My brother likes to tell me this all the time because my brother's 14 years older than me, which makes Armin 63 now. He'll turn 64. Brown's got 50 in a couple of months, right? He said, no men in our family, on my mother's side or my dad's side, have lived past 65, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black men have the lowest life.
That's crazy. He said no man in his family has lived past 65. And that could be because none of them probably have focused on their health like they should have. Shout out to Mom Spaghetti, as well as my man Chris Jeezy in the building.
Expectancy in these United States, et cetera, notorious for not going to the doctor, taking care of themselves, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm thankful to have a woman in my life by the name of Ryan Michelle Bathay, who refuses to let me be dumb.
Yep.
All right. Before we go any further with that, I just want to show you guys something real quick to confirm his point. We talked the other day about the value of having a good woman in your life. One of those values for men, when you got the right woman in your life, is your health. This whole file, this is the second file that we have. And this is just my checkups. This is just all my doctor's appointments that I've had since I've been here in Colombia. And I believe this is the second or third folder that we have. Now, mind you, I haven't had any symptoms of anything. But when you got the right woman in your life, when you don't think about getting a checkup, your woman does. Also, we also have high blood pressure machine in our house. Me, I don't even think about my blood pressure. My high blood pressure runs in my family. So I do take high blood pressure medication. But I never even thought about getting the equipment to examine myself on a regular basis. All this comes from Andrea. So when I say that when you got the right woman in your life who focuses on her health, she'll also help you focus on your health as well. That's very important. Like all these years of file. I got a doctor's appointment next week. Because Andrea keeps those appointments on a consistent basis, whether it be dental appointments, whether they be a checkup for this, a checkup for that. Doesn't matter. Andrea always makes sure. I don't care if I'm on the treadmill. You know, when they stick all the probes and all that stuff on you, and then they have you walk and then run on the treadmill. I do all that. When it comes to watching my diet at restaurants, instead of eating a whole dessert myself, me and Andrea, 90% of the time we'll share a dessert. If we want some ice cream, every blue moon, we get a small container of ice cream. And as Andrea watches her weight and she goes to the gym and exercise, who am I to not watch my weight and get checkups like she does? So when I say that it is very important, even while you travel, that the person whom you're with can introduce you to certain facilities that you can go to for a quick checkup on this or quick checkup on that, or teeth cleaning. If that woman can't tell you where to go to a dentist just to get your teeth cleaned in Colombia, what's the use? Oh, she got good coochie? Okay. It won't mean anything if your chest busts open in Colombia. How good is her coochie when your chest busts open? How good is her coochie when you find out you got something going on with your kidneys or liver? And she could have told you about that. Or she could have told you about a gym membership. Or she could have said, baby, let's go for a walk after we eat dinner. Let's just go for a walk real quick. Some of us, we make the mistake of only being with women that can give us sexual physical activities, and that's it. You've never gone for a walk with her. So when the brother says that it is important to have that type of woman in your life that's got your back as far as your health, that is absolutely correct. Let's continue on with the video.
Right. And it's like, you need to get that checked out. I'm like, something hurts. Like, you know what? Going back to high school football, I would look at my white friends. I was like, man, why are you all black and blue, dude? Like, what's that bruise? He's like, yeah, I don't know. And they'd be like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, something feels weird. But I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I go to the doctor. I try to take care of myself. You know, you check out the prostate, prostate exams and all this sorts of things, because I'm determined not to be a statistic. Or just because something has been the case for everybody else doesn't mean that it has to be the case.
Heart disease,
diets.
diets and all that.
We don't care. We be eating all this crap.
Especially black men. Have you been around older black men? They don't care.
It's like you have to have some kind of care.
Yeah, I mean, like, you eat some bad stuff, but still throw some
yeah,
like this, something here once in a while.
Like lately, I've been eating lots of fruit salads more. Like I'll put the grapes with the blueberries, and strawberries together.
All right. First area of improvement that we're going to focus on, that you can work on while you're traveling, is your heart health. Your heart health. You can get exams in any country for your heart health.
What if I told you that your first symptom could be your last? That's how heart disease shows up for black men. No chest pain, no warning signs, just gone. And it's not rare. It's the #1 killer of black men in America. We're more likely to die from it, and we die younger. This takes more of us than cancer, homicide, or diabetes. Every 12 minutes, one of us is gone. And most of us don't even know we're at risk because we think, I'm not sick. But that's the thing. Heart disease doesn't...
Don't let that slide by. He said every 12 minutes when it comes to black men, one of us is gone.
Wait until you feel it. Over 45% of black men over the age of 20 already have some form of cardiovascular disease. Nearly half, and most don't even know it. This isn't just about family history or bad luck. It's about chronic stress, the kind you carry so long you forget it's even there. Being the provider, the protector, the one holding it all together. It's about eating on the go, skipping sleep, and brushing off all the warning signs. And it's about a healthcare system that often ignores black pain until it's too late. We've been taught to be strong, but strength isn't silence. Strength is paying attention, because being the strong one means nothing if you're not here. So here's what you do. Get your Blood pressure checked, not once, but regularly. Ask about your cholesterol, your A1C, your resting heart rate. Know your family history and start making small changes that add up. Less salt, more steps, more sleep. Even 20 minutes of walking a day can change your whole trajectory. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present for you.
Absolutely correct. Just going for a walk. Me and Andre go for a walk. I kid you not, dude. We'll walk around our neighborhood, just checking out the houses. Oh, that's a nice house. Oh, we like to build one like that. Oh, let's build one like this one over here. What about that over there? We just walk through our neighborhood. It's a 20-minute walk from here to Chippy Choppy Mall. I walk, if anybody been to Cali, I walk from this side of, we about as far as it goes when it comes to being north of Cali in La Flora area. I walk from La Flora all the way past Granada, all the way downtown to Centro. Listen to my smooth jazz. I don't need no music that impacts my stress level. So I'm not listening to the best of DMX. I'm listening to some Earl Klugh, Paul Hardcastle, Boney James, Down to the Bone, some old school jazz. And I'm just on relaxed mode. I don't need to stress about what I need to do in Theo's class or for the show or for the brand or anything else. Same thing with you guys. Sometimes you just, when you're in another country, one of the first things that you could do for yourself, the easiest thing, one of the number one that you could do for your heart is just go for a walk with some of the Colombian women. Just go for a walk. Just walk and talk. Or just go by yourself and just go for a walk. Just walk. No Uber involved. Just walk outside of your Airbnb or your hotel room, pick a direction and get to walking. It will amaze you the confidence that builds up, the peace that builds up. Your stress levels go down just from walking in another country. So while you're traveling, make sure that you get some of those steps in. I don't mean that you got to do a brisk walk. I'm just talking about just lowering your stress levels walking, just lowering your stress levels by way of walking, like the brother just said. Let's continue on. And yes, sir, get those gym memberships. There's no way you guys got these hotels and you guys aren't hitting the gym. You're always in somebody's hotel, but you ain't hitting nobody's gym. Come on, guys. We know better than that. Now, let's continue on.
Your future, your people, your purpose. Because real power is knowing what's happening inside your own body. And real healing starts when we stop ignoring it. Healing starts with knowing. Follow for more.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death in black men. Berries help protect against heart disease.
Yes, sir.
Carrots protect against hypertension and cardiovascular disease, and could even help lower cholesterol. Apples help improve cholesterol levels.
There you go.
What's up, black man? How's your heart? Unfortunately, too many of us are losing our lives at younger ages due to cardiovascular issues. And so today I'm going to just give you a juice recipe that's going to give you the jump start you need to make sure you stick around. Let's go. To your juicer, we're going to add blackberries, because the blacker the berries, the sweeter the juice. Handful of blueberries, handful of strawberries. Leave the hats on them because it's going to give us a little bit of green. Fresh pineapple and a thumb's length piece of ginger that's going to get rid of our inflammation. And listen, y'all, while this juicer is going, I got to give you a quick PSA. Don't be afraid to eat healthy food. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor. Don't be afraid to see a therapist, fam. And last but not least, don't be afraid to have and develop a relationship with God. So next time life stresses you out, instead of pouring some Henny, pour some of this. In case nobody has told you this lately, bro, I love you, black man, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Here's to your physical, spiritual, and mental health.
As I sit down and evaluate my heart failure, let me tell you the very first symptom I had, and I didn't know about it because I was uneducated about heart disease. 5 days before I had my heart failure, I started having heartburn. And I would go to the store and I would buy just Thumbs, and I couldn't stop heartburn. And the day I went to the gym, and I'm going to tell you something, people, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel that my heart failure is 80% of my fault because I was taking fat burners, amino acid, creatine, and I was drinking 3 Red Bulls a day.
3 Red Bulls a day. Sounds familiar? Who do we know was killing those Red Bulls like that? Our brother Kevin Samuels. Anybody that's still messing with those Red Bulls, I don't see how y'all do it.
So my heart, when I would work out, it felt like that day, it felt like my heart was about to jump out of my chest. And I was like, well, let me eat some more Thumbs. And, but when I got home and I laid on my back, it felt like I was drowning. The best experience I can explain to you is when you was a kid or when you're in the pool and somebody's dunking your head underwater and you're trying to breathe and you can't. And then when you come up, you know, you're panicking, trying to catch your air. That's the best way I can describe it. You know, my heart failure was heartburn, and it felt like I was drowning. And one of my, I think, most ignorant things that I ever done in my life was I was that person who would never go to the doctor. I could have been found out I had heart disease, but I was so stubborn, hard-headed, and never wanted to go to the doctor for examinations. And that's why I tell people prevention is the best thing for any disease or for any illness. But heartburn, and it felt like I was drowning, were my 2 signs that I was having heart disease.
I woke up one morning and I just feel like my heart is out of rhythm. So, you know, I try to take a few deep breaths to try to kind of get my heart back in rhythm or just try to get it back on track because it just felt off and that didn't work. So, you know, I'm taking these deep breaths and I'm just trying to see if I can get it to catch, you know, if that makes any sense. Went to the emergency room. They hooked me up to the EKG. I was diagnosed with AFib, atrial fibrillation. And you have 2 options. One, we could pretty much shock your heart to reset it, but that means that my heart would stop for a split second. The other option was to go home for the rest of the day and hopefully my heart would reset itself. I chose the latter, and it was just scary. You know, it was scary. It was like, you know, my bad decisions had finally caught up with me.
What's up, people? I gotta talk directly to my people right now because this is gonna make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Black Americans aren't just dealing with higher rates of hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease by coincidence. A major part of it is magnesium deficiency, and nobody wants to talk about it. I was wondering why this magnesium complex started making me feel so much better. Well, there are studies, and you can Google this, research it on your own, that show that we are more likely to be low in magnesium. And it's not entirely because of genetics, it's because of the environment, stress, food, desserts, and a system that's just not built for our health. And when your magnesium is low, your body pays for it with high blood pressure, inflammation, anxiety, terrible sleep, low energy, all the stuff doctors love to throw pills at instead of addressing the root, making matters even worse. But here's the part that people really hate hearing. A lot of us could feel at least 50% better just by fixing a deficiency the medical system barely even checks for. That's why I started using this Toplux Magnesium Complex.
Ironically, that's the same one that I use. Black man, he's correct. One of the things that calls us to be, if you think that you're good when you travel now, you're energetic, you're focused. Hey, I can knock the ladies down. Start focusing on your magnesium intake, and you'll feel like a superhero compared to even how you feel now. Magnesium is one of the deficiencies that a lot of black men go through. So if you want to get, you can order this on Amazon. You can go to your local Walgreens or CVS and get it, but you do need to start addressing your magnesium intake as a black man. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And the sad part is most men don't focus on their health until it's too late. That's just across the board. So we're going to address that later tonight, but let's continue on with the video. Shout out to Elham in the building. He says this. He says better that the better your physical health is, or the better your physical health, it also helps mental health. Absolutely correct. And overall health. Stay on top of your dental health. That's very important. A lot of times we get infections and bacteria in our mouth because one thing that I know black men are not famous for. You ready? Flossing. I don't think white men are famous for it either. They just try to pretend like they are. But flossing. I floss on a regular basis. Now, that comes from being around Colombians all the time. You know how they take care of their teeth. But flossing does help you out. Here's another thing about black men and black women, really. We produce plaque on our teeth faster than everybody else. It's not because of what you eat. It's just because of our genetic makeup. So you need, and you're in these other countries, if you've been to DR 10 times and you've never got your teeth cleaned, why? You've been to Medellin 7 times and you've never made an appointment. You've never just Googled or ChatGPT the nearest dental office near you to go in, just do a walk-in and get your teeth cleaned. Why? As a black man, you build plaque. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Me and my Uncle Dennis told me, told him, and many other brothers that have gone to our dentist that, hey, it's not you, it's just that black people build plaque faster than everybody else. So that means just make sure you get your teeth clean. Make sure that you get that plaque built up, taken care of. Make sure that you floss. Make sure that you get you a tongue brush. Brush the roof of your mouth so you won't have that stinky breath. Some of y'all got stinky breath, not because of what you ate, but because of something that's stuck in between your teeth for the last 3 days. Because you don't floss. Kid you not. Kid you not. Shout out to Will being in the building. Will says, salutations, Andre, and chat family. He said, please smash that like button and support by way of PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chats. Appreciate you guys. He said, if y'all have a dark complexion like Will, he said, it's also important for you to check your vitamin D. We're going to talk about that tonight. Vitamin D levels. Get more sun. Absolutely correct. That's another reason why I'm adamant about, as a black man, going out and going for walks. Get your sun, black man. Get your vitamin D in one way or another. Yes, sir. Oh, he's talking to Chris. My bad. Let's continue on with the video. Shout out to Black Chairman in the building as well.
It hits your body 8 multiple forms of magnesium, so you can actually absorb it, and the difference is real. Calmer, better sleep, better mood, more control over your health. So listen to me, man. If you're tired of being told what's wrong with you, start taking control of your body. Tap the link down below and see what I'm talking about. I've been telling y'all about this product and how it's helped with my anxiety, my sleep, and me just being calm. But I didn't know that it was affecting black and brown people specifically until I just started researching it. So don't just take my word for it, man. Get on the internet, get on Google, and just research medical documents that show how we are magnesium deficient. The crazy part about this is they'll give you water pills and all this different stuff for your blood pressure and all these things. But guess what? It makes you even more deficient. So you start feeling even worse. I thought it was just because I stopped drinking that my blood pressure got up under control. Nope, I started taking magnesium complex and that helped out a lot as well. That's why I'm sharing this with you guys, and y'all gonna hear a lot about it. Y'all probably gonna hate me because of it, but I gotta let y'all know what I found out. And you ain't gotta believe me, you ain't gotta take it, but do some research and see what I'm talking about. I wouldn't be talking to you if it was fake. I love y'all, check that link.
All right, before we go to the next one, Ronan says this. Ronan says, as a former dental professional, he says, this is true. We have bacteria in our mouths 100% of the time. Bacteria secretes an enzyme or secretes an enzyme as a waste product, which is plaque. Plaque acts as an acid to the enamel over your teeth. So absolutely correct, gentlemen. Black men, we got to take care of our teeth, and we got to make sure that we're taking getting our vitamin D in. He said my vitamin D level is super low. He said the VA blood test shows a huge lack of it. After I started taking supplements, I felt several times better. Absolutely correct. And that's why I'm going to show you guys again my supplements a little later on. But number 2 areas that we want to improve on when it comes to travel is our mental health. The second area that you can work on, the first one is your heart. Just easy things that you can do to improve on your heart. Number 2 area that you can improve in while you're traveling, you don't have to stop traveling to do this. You can do this before or while you're traveling, is value mental health. What I mean this. Russell Simmons wrote a book called Success in Silence. Success in Silence. He equates some of his business success in just the quiet times that he had. Some of us go on vacation and we appreciate the fun time and the party time and the wild time, but we never take time out. And that goes back to going for a walk or just chilling on the beach or just being, we never take time to just slow life down for a minute. As Americans, we're always go, go, go. And even on vacation, how many times have you said, I need a vacation for my vacation? You want a part of your vacation to be dedicated to just sitting down somewhere, maybe just people watching in that location, or going for a walk somewhere, or you're in your Airbnb, you're just being quiet, no TV on, no music on, no nothing, just quiet. There is a success in silence. Now, the mental part also can be your spiritual growth. Some of you guys go to church when you're at home, but then you forget about going to church or going to the mosque or going to the synagogue or reading your Quran or reading your Bible when you travel. You could download a Bible. If you're a Christian, you could download the Bible app right here on your phone. I've got an audio version. So I could just go directly to the chapter, directly to the verse, and I can listen to the audio version of the Bible while I'm walking, while I'm meditating, or wherever it may be. So you got to focus on your spiritual side. But definitely, black men, we under enough pressure as it is just being black on this planet. So when you're on vacation, you should also have a time of just, your boys ain't gonna suggest this. If you think the dude that you getting off that plane with is gonna suggest taking about a good half an hour and let's be quiet and don't do nothing. Them Negroes trying to get to everything everywhere. We're going to be here for 6 days. 6 days, we going to turn it all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm on it for 6 days, 8 days, 10 days, right? That's how they move. But when it comes to your health, because them dudes ain't going to be nothing but pallbearers. Them be the dudes that carry your casket. Sometimes you got to tell your boys, like, y'all go ahead and go, man. I'll see y'all later, dog. I'm going to go, no, I'm just chilling. Hey, dog, I need some quiet time. I'm going to just chill for about a good hour or two. You ain't coming? No, man. I see y'all a little later, man. We heading out tonight anyway, so I'll see y'all a little later, man. I'm chilling right now. I used to always do that hanging out with my boys. We go to a bike event. We shooting down to Myrtle Beach. I need some quiet time. I don't need to be in every chick face and every chick be in my face that's in a bike club. I need time. Sometimes I just go to my hotel room and it's just quiet. Sometimes I just go for a walk and it's just quiet. Sometimes I go to a restaurant that has nothing to do with the bike world because it's quiet. So if you think your boys who you travel with are going to initiate a quiet down mental break for you, they aren't. So it's up to you. Let's continue on with the video. Number 2 is men's or mental health while traveling.
I truly believe that Black men are overlooked. They have a lot on their shoulders and nowhere to place it, no one to turn to, because they're supposed to be the strong ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be strong for them?
And that's where you come in.
That's where I come in, to be a place where you can lay some of those burdens and to talk freely. Everyone deserves that.
Black men deserve safe spaces that they could come to and vent to. Arms that are soft enough for them to be vulnerable in and strong enough to uplift you. He might get overlooked in this world, so today tell a Black man, I see you. Your mental health is important to me, and you deserve spaces where your voice is heard. So today tell a Black man, I hear you. You deserve healing spaces and therapy. You deserve to relax too. And it ain't no arms I feel more secure and safe in, so today tell a Black man, I feel you. You deserve brotherhood and homies who really get you. I correct you not to attack you, but because I love you. I love you so much that I married one of you. And I'm gonna tell him what I tell you so he never forgets what he deserves too. Trying to figure out life and what's your next step. Don't forget to just breathe, because you deserve to smile too. You deserve spaces where your voice is heard and places that you could come to and vent to. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, y'all.
So many brothers get caught up in that performance-based living, and that, I often tell men who are considering their option to get out of this mundane life. Yeah. You're not tired of living, you're tired of not living.
Come on.
And what moved me, brother, when you spoke at As a Man Thinketh, when you share with everyone, all the men there, that here it is, a mighty man, a very powerful man, speaking powerfully, helping other men break free, you were considering
I was on the plane, man, and dealing with some of the current situations in my life and not having an answer. I was in a weak moment emotionally. Doesn't mean I wasn't prayed up. Doesn't mean I don't know God. Doesn't mean God doesn't love me. Doesn't mean I had a sad story. I just got hit with a barrage of emotions at one time in the plane, and I was sitting there and I had no answer. I didn't have a verse, and I love the Bible. I didn't have a verse. I had nothing but the truth. And the truth was, I had these thoughts that maybe death is better than life at this moment. And I started contemplating it. And so I usually would reach out to Bishop and say, hey, I'm feeling this. And he'd say, hey, let's pray, and we'll talk, and we'll navigate through it. But I couldn't get him. So, man, I put my oldest daughters and my wife in a text thread and just said it. And I was so nervous to say it because I didn't know how they were going to respond.
Yeah.
And man, they encouraged me. It lifted my soul to the top of the plane. It didn't show on my face, but internally, it took me above what I was feeling. And I understood the scripture when it says, set your affections on things above.
Wow, that's good.
So it helped me, man, tremendously.
Because Black men deal with a lot. We have a lot on our shoulders in our communities. There's a lot of weight. There's a lot of resentment, frustration. We've been subjected to so much systemic bullshit. We're not like animals who have an instinct that helps them load shed. When an antelope runs away from a lion and it gets away, I don't know if you ever saw that, but the antelope will shake violently for 30 seconds. And that's the animal getting rid of trauma. and then they just move along like nothing happened. We don't do that as human beings. Our trauma is compounded in us over years and years and years and years and years. Some of us go and we find sports as an outlet, but a lot of people, a lot of black men sit there in their trauma for decades.
Yeah.
Right? So these kind of forums are very important. And actually, you can duplicate that in your communities, right? And get together with your friends, 4 at a time. You go to dinner or whatever. You cook dinner at home and you invite 3 of your boys and you just fucking talk.
Yep.
That helps because we find alliances in each other and we also find comfort and support just by saying, hey, I need help. Can you help me with this? I need to talk about this. So again, I want to applaud you guys because you really started this. I hope it's not a trend. I hope it's a movement that allows us as black men to share and to be vulnerable and to help each other.
Just what we do.
Yeah, that's great.
People, the guests give us that range. But I want to ask you what we ask all our guests, your biggest pivot in life. That's a moment or moments that you can look back on and say, because of this, I am, who I am. And feel free, like RC say, to show off, show people how intelligent you are. You can
Has Prime ever dealt with mental health?
Yeah. Yeah, shoot, I was on the side highway trying to kill myself, trying to off me. You're darn right I did.
Absolutely correct. I remember reading his autobiography when it first came out, Deion Sanders' autobiography. And he talked about how lonely he was when he was playing with the Dallas Cowboys, how suicidal he was when he was with the San Francisco 49ers. He said, I remember after the Super Bowl in San Francisco, he said, I went back to the hotel room and I went to bed. Deion has never drank, so we know that he wasn't drinking. He said, I was so depressed. The more people thought that Deion and Primetime was the same person, the more I was realizing that I'm completely different from Primetime. And one day in the afternoon, he ran from his house right down to the freeway. And he said, I'm about to jump in front of this car. The next car coming down the freeway won't be able to stop in time. And he said, the only reason I didn't do that, not because of me, but because I didn't want the person who hit me to feel like it was their fault for the rest of their lives. He said, so I lose my life, but I tear somebody else's life up, having them thinking that they actually did it. When it wasn't them, it would have been me. He said, that's the only reason I didn't do that. Will says this. He said, when I have a problem, I always talk with my boys about my issue. Absolutely correct. About my issues. He said, never women. No. Because he said, I'm married and I'm saying that. Never women because I made that mistake young. And yes, you guessed it. She threw it back in my face as a weapon against me. Montrez says this. He was playing football and baseball at the same, yes, he was, at the same time. He was going through a lot in his career. Yeah, everybody thought that he was smiling and happy and everything. He said, man, some of the most miserable times in my life were some of the most successful times in my life. Let's go back to Deion. Listen to what he had to say.
I went through a phase that God was calling me collect. I ain't want to accept the charges because I knew it was going to cost me them draws. It was going to cost me in the Delilah and Jezebel and Sue and Helen. And hey, man, I can do a lot of things, but I can't do this now, Lord. And I ain't want to be fake with it. I ain't want to be phony with it. So, I was trying to put a new suit on. Then you go there for Easter. I was trying to get that stuff together, and I couldn't. And I was playing baseball at the time, man, and going through my first divorce. So now your kids are taken from you. And you know that's the only thing you feel like love you. Cause ain't nothing else is real. The only thing that you feel like love you is that thing that came out your seed. So I'm like, dang, the kid's gone. I'm still here. And I think I was 3 for 4 that day, man. About 3 stolen bases. And double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And I was going down the highway, Cincinnati. And I was playing Kurt Franklin, Conqueror. Ironic. I'm about to off myself and I'm playing Conqueror. What kind of Conqueror are you punk? You sitting up there looking in the rear view, looking in the side view, and you sitting up there trying to off yourself. And I ran my car up the highway, dog. And I got to the end, it was like, and I was still here. And I remember the police came.
And this was his second attempt. Remember, I just told you the first attempt was when he ran down in his book. He ran, and this is in the book as well. He ran down from his house. He was talking to his attorney about something. He said his attorney turned around, and next thing you know, Dion gone. He said next thing you know, Dion down by the freeway. So Dion's tried to take his life a couple times, man.
Came down and they knocked on my window. Is he all right? I said, yeah. Is there somebody ran you off the road? I said, no. Because I wasn't a liar. I've never been a liar, and I told the truth. And my attorney at the time, Eugene Parker, who's passed now, he said, look, either I'm going to get you some help, or we're going to have to go step away from the game and get yourself together some type of way. Because this is real. And I said, all right. And he introduced me to this gentleman named Pastor David Forbes from Columbus, Ohio. I was in Cincinnati, so I made the drive to him and he made the drive to me, and I start spiritual consultation.
What age were you at this point?
Shoot, he's 28, 29, something like that. And I was going through it, dog. Going through it. And
but no one would have known. Not to cut you off because
nobody knew.
You were pro bowler on the football field and handling your business on the baseball.
We him. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody checking him because he him. Mm-hmm. He the life of the party. He the thing that keeps it going. He's him. He got it all together. And I'm sitting up here taking pills right in front of these guys, and they still don't see me because they saw Prime, man. They ain't see Dion crying out for help. They saw Prime. They saw that dude, man. And it was sad, but I remember the day I was on my knees, dog. Oh, Lord. Jesus, thank you, Lord. I was on my knees in that room in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it was real. It was like the wind came in, and papers was flying around the room, and the lights bright as like a 747 could have landed in there. And I remember saying, Lord, if that's you, take me. Lord, take me, take me. Lord, take me, take me, take me. If that's you, take me, take me, take me. I was reciting it like that. And that's when I gave my life to the Lord. And I thought everything was going to be all right. And I didn't know that I would be judged by the people that I thought would protect me.
They was.
I thought that was my safe haven, that I'm going to get saved now, so y'all got my back. But I'm looking at y'all and y'all saying he ain't saved. He ain't this, he ain't that. So no, what you really saying, if you had all the things that I have, that you can do this instead of giving me direction and protection and putting your arms around me, man. And that broke me, dog. Like that. Because I went for comfort and you gave me pain. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you took me to a place then. You gotta understand, like when I talk, I see.
Yeah.
Like whenever I talk, I see what I'm talking about. That's why I could communicate like I can, because I see God has given me the sight and the vision. Everything I talk about, I see. And you took me to that place, man. I appreciate it. I ain't been to that place in a while, but I appreciate it.
All right. Next one that we're looking at is
why is there this epidemic?
A second, we're going to go back to that. Next one we're looking at is, let's let Dion finish speaking.
Appreciate it.
Hormonal health while travel. Got to have a hormone balance, gentlemen. Got to get that checked out. When you're in other countries, man, take advantage of this stuff. The prices are so inexpensive. That's the part that gets me the most. I'm gonna kid y'all not. Y'all will pay $100 today in Cartagena for a piece of coochie. Don't tell me that you don't, because I know the prices have up there now. And yet, to make sure your body is on point, and somebody tells you only costs $25 for that exam, $50 for the exam, you will skip out. You'll skip out in DR, you'll skip out in Thailand, you'll skip some of the best locations for medical. Colombia, Philippines, Thailand, you will skip out. But when it comes to that nappy head bottom feeder, you'll pay her $100 with 400,000 pesos, Papacito. With no. Sometimes I'm gonna tell y'all something, man, for real. I can't care more about you than you do. It is not my job to care more about a grown man than a grown man cares about himself. It's a lot of y'all heart bust while you on vacation. It's just not televised because don't nobody really know you like that as a traveler. There's a lot of dudes in the grave right now in a lot of countries because their heart bust open while they was on vacation. Because they didn't get their body checked out. They didn't regulate their weight. They didn't start lowering the stress levels while they were on vacation. Get your health checked out, bro. It's not that expensive overseas. Especially all you military dudes. I've been watching some of you guys in the comments. Shout out to Ronan and T-Mac and Will and all you other military brothers that take advantage of some of the benefits that you can get or take advantage of in other countries. Do that, man. If you military, man, take advantage of them. You ain't got to worry about America's raggedy ass medical system. You in another country now? You in Thailand? You in the Philippines? Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be in the Philippines and Thailand and I'm not getting my health checked out. I'm in Colombia and I ain't get my health checked. I'm in Brazil, I ain't get my health checked out. And I ain't got to go broke to do it. So gentlemen, if you got enough money to pay for them coochies out there, you got enough money to make sure that you got your health on track. The next one is hormonal health.
Why is there this epidemic of low testosterone in men and women? I think it's because of our unhealthy lifestyles. As your weight goes up, belly fat actually turns healthy testosterone into unhealthy, cancer-promoting forms of estrogen. Add that to all of the toxic products we put on our body, and that's a prescription for low testosterone. Very important to measure it. And the first thing to do is not take testosterone. The first thing to do is get your body healthy. There are actually a number of studies on ashwagandha showing that it can help testosterone levels.
They even have a term. We got ashwagandha here at our house. Ashwagandha pills or vitamins, if you will. Absolutely correct. It's funny how, you know, doing the research for this, came across a lot of medications or not medications, but pills and vitamins that we take here at our home already.
Called soy boys now. You know, when you deal with a male that doesn't have, you know, an aggressive nature, any masculinity, devoid of it, they call it a soy boy because of the effect that it has on the hormones. And it affects both sexes. So some people think it just affects the male and effeminizes the male, but it also affects the woman where it makes them more aggressive.
Men, these 5 herbs are for you. Number 1, Medina. This boosts stamina and sexual performance. Number 2, Nuni fruit. This supports prostate and hormone balance. Number 3, Moringa. This increases sperm count and vitality. Number 4, bird pepper. This improves blood flow for stronger performance. Number 5 is Joseph's coat. This cleanses the blood and supports fertility.
Yo, fellas, did you know
Back for you
both
guys.
sexes. So some people think it just affects the male and it feminizes the male, but it also affects the woman where it makes them more aggressive.
Men, these 5 herbs are for you. Number 1, Medina. This boosts stamina and sexual performance. Number 2, Nuni fruit. This supports prostate and hormone balance. Number 3, Moringa. This increases sperm count and vitality. Number 4, bird pepper. This improves blood flow for stronger performance. Number 5 is Joseph's coat. This cleanses the blood and supports fertility.
Yo, fellas, did you know that having a stomach that looks like this can actually lower your testosterone?
Correct. He's 1000% correct. A lot of guys don't realize that not just your weight, but also having extra fat. It's not about the weight part as much as it is having fat around your intestines. So these are the type of things that guys like myself and other guys are working on. Not necessarily I want to be a supermodel. It's just the fact that we realize that our testosterone will increase as we lose the fat that surrounds the waist and the back.
And it's a sign of estrogen dominance.
Wow.
Listen up. So as men, we have a thyroid that produces thyroid hormone. We have testicles that produce testosterone. But what we don't have is ovaries to produce estrogen. But we need some, just a little bit. So the major way that we produce it is through the conversion of testosterone to estrogen. So how does this happen? Blame aromatase. Who the heck is aromatase? Aromatase is the enzyme responsible for the conversion of testosterone to estrogen. And the more belly fat that you have, the greater the activity of this enzyme. It's working overtime, which in turn actually makes your body want to preferentially store more belly fat, lower your testosterone, skyrocket your estrogen levels, leaving you with man boobs, low libido, low motivation, and an increased risk of stroke. Damn! Yeah, it sucks. Now, if any of this sounds like you, I'm here to help. I created a free training to help you boost your testosterone levels and to understand all the different options available to help you get your lean, fit, and energetic body back. If that's something that you feel like you need, just comment testosterone fix below and I'll send it right over.
The first thing to boost your testosterone levels is please don't exercise too damn much. Okay. Then the next one is something that we talk about a lot. You want to optimize your vitamin D levels. You want to know where they are, and you want them to hover between 60 and 70 for the average patient who does not have kidney disease. And for middle-aged men, low vitamin D has been linked to low testosterone. There was a large study that looked at over 1,300 men and found that the higher their vitamin D levels were in the blood was positively related to higher levels of testosterone. I find that too many of you are taking vitamin D without taking it alongside vitamin K and without taking it alongside magnesium. You should not be taking vitamin D along with calcium. Calcium is not going to help anything. As a matter of fact, calcium can build up into our blood vessels and make your blood pressure go up, create heart disease, decrease erectile function, the whole thing. There was a study in 2011 that was done where guys were given a high daily dose of vitamin D supplement, and they found that it increased their testosterone levels significantly. Now, of course, there's been some studies that show that vitamin D does not improve testosterone, but I'm a firm believer that vitamin D and testosterone go hand in hand.
All right. The next one is your prostate health while traveling.
It's estimated that black men have a 50% increased risk of prostate cancer.
Black men, you have a 50% chance over others to acquire prostate cancer. None of us like the exam, okay? Let's get that out there as a public service announcement. None of us like the prostate exam. So if you think that those of us who get our prostate examined on a regular basis after the age of 40, we sitting around just jumping up and no. You don't like it? Damn it, we don't like it either. But I got a choice. As a black man, I got a choice. I can be in a coffin or I can get an exam. It ain't no other choice. 1 in 6 black men will end up with prostate cancer. I'll say this again. If you line up 1 in 6 black men in the United States will have prostate cancer. That's how serious it is. So when you sit around talking about something, I don't want nobody to put their finger in my butt, neither do we. Okay? Neither do we. But I'd rather have that take place than sit around looking at my wife and wondering, what if they had caught it early? What was I thinking? I know I'm over 40 years old. Who am I to sit back and pretend like, man, I ain't getting that done. I'm a man. Anybody gonna touch me? Okay. All right.
I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
Get your, if you haven't had it done yet, and you're over the age of 40, you're a black man, stop whining and crying about something that none of us like. And go ahead and get your prostate exam, bro. And tell yourself, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get my prostate exam before the end of April. If you haven't had one lately, if it's been 4 or 5 years, tell yourself, you know what? I'm gonna schedule a checkup, an exam, and you can get it done in another country. This is something, all these things that I'm talking about today, these 7 things, these 7 areas, you can literally get these 7 areas done for next to nothing in another country. So the excuses that we give ourselves are just that, excuses and no explanation. Let's continue on.
Big amount. So here are 3 tips that you can adopt to help potentially mitigate that risk. Number 1 is to consume more red fruits and vegetables. So it's 2015 meta-analysis and systematic review that showed that consumption of red fruits and vegetables, which contain an antioxidant called lycopene, was associated with a decreased risk of prostate cancer. Number 2, reduce dairy. So there's been an ongoing Adventist health study done in Loma Linda, and it showed that reduced dairy consumption, but not non-dairy calcium, was associated with a reduction.
That's a good point, Will, because that's another way they test mine too. That's another way that they test my prostate. I stay getting blood tests. Man, I probably have, kid you not, Andrea has probably gotten me since I've been here. I've gotten at least 30, 40 blood tests since I've been here in the last 8 years. Gotta be, bruh. They constantly on my arms. They're constantly getting blood tests, and I'll get the results. And this is the package in which Andrea, this is one of the packages where Andrea keeps all my results. So I've got all my results from day one, from any test that I have, and they're in here. And we've got another one like this. This is how long Andrea been making sure your boy get checked out. Like I said, I have nothing wrong with my body. That doesn't mean anything. To keep it on point, you need to know what's going on also. So this is Andre Spence file right here. Kid you not. So, and when we were talking earlier about exercise and a jump rope, you can get these off of Amazon. You don't even need a regular jump rope. Now man, these are just blowing up everywhere because a lot of people now use these because they're like, I can't have a whole rope in my hotel room, right? But you can take these and these work just as good as a jump rope. So a lot of us have these. I can't use a regular, at 6'3", I can't use a regular jump rope in my apartment on the balcony, but I can use these. In other words, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I have, in our apartment, there are 13 floors. I purposely have days where I walk all 13 floors up, 13 floors down, 13 floors up, 13 floors down, 13 floors up, 13 floors down. I might not have time to go to the gym, but all I got to do is just walk right out of my apartment, and there's opportunity to get cardio in, or just go out and get some sun with vitamin D. Go for a walk. There are no excuses why you're not focusing on your health in other countries while you're focusing on your fun. Enjoy yourself, have your fun. But if you're going to these countries several times over, this is what my point is. If you've been to DR 10 times, why haven't you focused on your health at least one time? All the times you've been going to DR. I don't get it. Right, I understand, Will. I mean, T-Mac, I understand definitely. Absolutely correct. Ronan says this, talking to Will. He said, the minute I turned, I got a colonoscopy. I just got one 2 years ago. Turned 40. He said, I had my second one at 50. Yep, I had one in my 40s, and I just had one 2 years ago in my 50s. Here in Colombia. No excuse. No excuse. Shout out to you guys. Let's get back to the video.
In incidence of prostate cancer. And the third one, limit or cut out alcohol. So I'm going to keep banging on about the negative effects of alcohol. And in a 2018 study, it showed that men undergoing prostate biopsy, there was an association between heavier intake of alcohol earlier in life and cumulative intake, and a higher risk of high-grade prostate cancer. And then of course you've got other factors like training and not smoking. But those are 3 tips that you can adopt, which are pretty low cost and that you can get into your routine on the day-to-day.
Let's talk about the prostate cancer for Black men. Black men are 1.7 times more likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer and 2 times more likely to die from prostate cancer than white men. 1 in 6 Black men will develop prostate cancer in their lifetime. Get checked.
That's right. Just go get checked out. Make sure that you're doing it for yourself, for your family, for those that you love. And I know it's really hard to convince them because there are some people in my life that I love dearly that truly just seem to resist it. And the older we've gotten, there's more and more resistance. But if it's too late, then it doesn't help you. So what we're truly trying to do is be preventive here and say, just go get checked out and do what you're supposed to do so you can have your healthy life and you can take care of yourself and your family.
O.J. Simpson died of prostate cancer. So
a lot of people don't know that. O.J.
I'm not black, I'm O.J. Okay.
Passed of prostate cancer. 1 in 6 Black men will be battling prostate cancer. He said Will says this, shout to Will with the 20,000 Colombian pesos. He said the main reason for going to the doctor is 95% illness can be prevented when identified early. He said, I go to blood work 4 times a year. So do I. He said, physical every 6 months. Yep. He said, exercise decreases cancer risks. Absolutely correct. That is so true, Will. So true. I get my blood work all the time. Every 4 times a month. 4 times a month, 4 times a year, I am getting an exam for everything. Just you name it, for everything. I'm always getting blood work done, always. Because they're here in Colombia, they try to make sure that they regulate which high blood pressure medication works best for me. Like at one point in time, they had me taking 2 pills in the morning, 1 in the daytime. But now with my health being up to par, they're like, hey, just take 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. There's nothing strong about it. And plus I take a lot of vitamins. And I even put as you can see on the top of this says number 2. The reason for that is sometimes you'll forget how many times you need to take something per day. You know it, but yeah, sometimes you ain't memorizing everything. So on the top of all mine, I have the numbers. On the magnesium, take it 2 times a day. With the turmeric, 3 times a day. So I got a 3 on top of that. My Centrum for men over 50, take it 1 time a day. So I got a 1 on top of that. My L-Tarceron or Tyceron, I take that 2 times a day. And this for mental health. It helps with anxiety, depression, mental clarity, and sleepy. Remember I said I go through anxieties, and to balance it out, the magnesium is a balance for this. Magnesium also balances this one that has to do L-theanine. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I take that one twice a day. And magnesium balances this out. Also, I have, like Ronin was talking earlier, my lion's mane. And I have a 2 on top of there to let me know how many times a day to take that. And I have the flaxseed oil, and I take that 1 time a day. Now, okay, I hope that's better. I was muted for everything. So I was muted for everything that I just said. It's good tips. What I was saying is I keep the number of times I need to take it per day on the top of the lid. So this one's once a day. This one has a 2 on it for twice a day. This one has a 2 on it for twice a day. You say, now I'm muffled? How about that? Is that better? Is that better now? I push the mic away from myself. My mic isn't on. So the mic's still off? So you guys can't hear me at all? Okay, I got you. Let me check the mic. And I'll see what it did. Now, how's that sound? Is that better? We can hear you, but the mic's not. So let me hear how that sounds. So you hear me more? Now it's better? Put a 1 in the comment like Ronan did. It's good now? Yeah, I see what happened. I see what I did. That was my fault, gentlemen. That was my fault, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Teamwork on this channel. It's teamwork. All right. Like I was saying, I'm going to say this one last time. Instead of just reading the label every time we're trying to remember, I just put the amount of times that I need to take something on the lid of the vitamin. So right here, it has a 2. Right here, I put a 2 on the side because this has a black lid. So on the side, it has a 2. Right here for my flaxseed oil, I have a 1. For my multivitamins, Centrum for men over 50, I have a 1. So no matter where we live in these other countries, as I was saying, we have to focus on our health. Now, not everybody's going to do it. And I'll say it like this. Not even most men are going to focus on their health. Oh, you only missed about 15 seconds? Okay, Tori, thank you very much. Not even most men are going to focus on their health. Most men are either too prideful or too afraid to focus on their health and do something about it. But as for us, well, we've learned that we've got to do something about it. Zeta says this. Zeta says, I learned from the Indians in Asia that Malaysians, Japanese, Africans, and so many other cultures how to be healthy and remain healthy because health is your greatest wealth. That is so true. So true. If we only understood that more in the States as men. Let's continue on. As he was saying, OJ died from prostate cancer. I did not know that.
I thought it'd be a good time to review prostate cancer. It probably afflicts black men more than anybody, 1 in 6. Prostate's a little gland kind of at the base of the gonads. It is surrounded by the urethra, and the prostatic fluids and the seminal vesicle fluids help lubricate sperm as they go on their way to an ejaculate. But prostates become a problem as men age. They grow larger and they can become cancerous. It's the #1 cancer that men have. Again, more common in blacks, less common in Asians and Hispanics, but still overall the #1 cancer killer of men. What can you do to prevent it? Unfortunately, not much. And while sometimes we joke that ejaculating 21 times a month is a preventative, it's actually based in some science. However, once a man gets prostate cancer, our therapies are limited to several. #1 is surgery. Surgical treatment of prostate cancer is probably the most effective treatment we have, but it is also effective as radiation therapy, which can take several forms. Again, depending on the stage and the grade of your prostate cancer, whether it's gotten outside of the prostate or not, will depend upon the therapy that would be best for you.
I had my annual physical today, so I tweeted that and said, black men go to the doctor. And some of these responses are a lot. Nigga got fingered and trying to tell us to go. Wow.
Listen to black men as another black man is trying to tell them to get a checkup. And like I said, most black men are not going to do it.
And depending on the stage and the grade of your prostate cancer, whether it's gotten outside of the prostate or not, will depend upon the therapy that would be best for you.
I had my annual physical today, so I tweeted that and said, black men go to the doctor. And some of these responses are a lot. Nigga got fingered and trying to tell us to go. Wow. Wow. I don't think you know what happens at a physical. Could have just said men go to the doctor. Smush.
So another one complaining about it could have just said men go to the doctor. Instead of just acknowledging what the man just said and saying, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Let me get off my tail tomorrow morning and schedule an appointment to go to a doctor to get a checkup. They want to complain about that he didn't just say men. That's why I kid you not, man. These women these men that sound like single mothers in comments, I'll be expecting it now. I kid you not. A lot of black men sound like even white dudes sound like single mothers when they put comments in the comment sections. Just like a single mother.
I'm a black man. Black men traditionally have a higher rate of not going to the doctor compared to, women in other races. So I'm a black man talking to black man. That's why I say black men. Go to the gym, then you can avoid the doctor. Again, no.
These motherfuckers just, my bad. I had promised myself I wasn't gonna curse today. These brothers sound crazy. Go to the gym, then you don't have to go to the doctor. It doesn't matter how fit you are, no matter how much medication, vitamins, and all the rest of those things that we take, we realize that at the end of the day, you still need to get checked up. How come we don't talk like this to women? Men, answer me, riddle me this, Batman. Riddle me this. When it's time for your woman to go get her annual jack up, where she got to get her coochie checked out, how come y'all use none of these excuses for the ladies? Baby, you ain't got to go get checked out. You go to the gym all the time. Oh, baby, you ain't got to eat healthy. You go to the gym all the time. Stop tripping, girl. You don't need no proper sleep. You go to the gym all the time. You don't need any vitamin D, baby. You look good. You go to the gym all the time. How come we never use those excuses for women? But we always have these weak excuses for ourselves. I never understood the fact that men are, like Kevin Samuels said, our shoulders are made for pressure. Pressure is made for shoulders, not for hips, in other words. And we're the ones that are least likely, and let's be honest, most afraid to go to the doctors. I could have sugarcoated. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Most men scared. We brave when it's time to go to war, when it's time to build a skyscraper, when it's time to drive a race car. We the bravest. We are the bravest when it comes to martial arts, boxing, any type of sports. We are brave. When it is time to get a physical, men become punks. If you ever want to see masses of punks, just look for men that need to go take care of their health. You ain't got to look no further. You ain't got to look no further. Just look for men and ask them to go. It's as if they were asking us to go on stage in front of 3,000 people and give a speech. Now, some of us can, but most men can't, right? You would think it was that nerve-wracking, especially among black men. A black man will fight you to the death before they walk into that doctor's office. Come up with knowing. This is the funny part about black men. You know that the recipes that most black women give us are nothing but slave survival recipes. That macaroni and cheese recipe, that was a slave survival recipe. That barbecue ribs came from slave survival recipes. Putting the pig feet or the hog this or the hog that inside of a pot of greens tastes great. All of these things I'm mentioning taste great, but they all go back to the food that massa let us eat as slaves. And so we learn how to mix it up and add a few seasonings to it and make it taste like it's got a little flavor to it when it came to that pork, when it came to that poultry, when it came to that beef. Nothing but slave. And I don't know why black people in the United States in 2026 don't want to admit that 90% of the food that we cook for Thanksgiving is nothing but slave survival recipes. These are recipes that the slaves created in order to survive because massa was not giving them the good food, the good stuff. Now, is it good? Yeah. Is it flavorful? Yeah. I'm never going to put down black people food. I'm never going to put down soul food. Soul food is delicious. But it's still slave survival food, and it's destroying black men. Destroying black men. Well, my grandmama ate it, and she lived to be 103. Yeah, grandmama raised her own pigs, didn't she? She raised her own corn. She raised her own greens. Grandmama lived in a world when it wasn't that much pollution. Grandmama didn't have pesticides all in her foods, did she? Don't be trying to compare yourself to grandmama now. Grandmama lived in the South. That means that on a farm, she was not stressed out because of driving home from work and then driving to work. She wasn't stressed out in corporate America. That's why grandma lived to be 117. So let's not talk about comparing what your grandmama and your granddaddy did when their food choices were a lot healthier than this computerized food that they feed you now and putting in the grocery store and calling it beef. You can't use those same recipes with the foods today and compare to what grandmama was able to do in the last generation. Grandmama, yes, she could use those slave survival foods, slave survival recipes and live to be 150 years because she knew what she was feeding the animals. She knew what she fed that cow. She knew what she fed that pig. She knew what she was feeding that chicken. And when she wanted some chicken, she didn't have to go to the grocery store. She'd go back there, grab a chicken by the neck, get to swinging, pop that neck, get to plucking. Next thing you know, you having chicken like you ain't never had before. So let's not compare them. What's my point? My point, man, you got to start focusing on your health and stop being a little girl about it. Grow up. We as men grow up in every area, but when it comes to our health, mental health, our prostate, our hearts that we looked at so far, hormonal, that's what we're looking at right now, our hormones, meaning your testosterone. We just want to act like it's not there. We don't need, but we will not fuss and cuss when it's time for the women to go. When women go get checkups, okay, baby, I got a checkup schedule. Okay, baby, go ahead, take care of yourself. Love you, boo. I'm serious. It's time for us to be men. If we're gonna be men, let's be men. He said, Dre, they don't know about that going to the back to win the chicken. Yeah, back win the chicken. He said, that's a Southern thing. They don't know about that. Okay. Yes, sir. He said, yep, soul food is good, but the problem is that they don't go to the gym and work it off. Remember when we were young, what was the thing that you did when you were young after eating? In Detroit, everybody went for a walk. And you saw whole families. Well, after dinner, everybody got up and went for a walk. It was so common in Detroit. And everybody kind of like ate around the same time. You know, people across the street ate around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Your family eating around 5 or 6 o'clock. So when y'all walk outdoors, like my mom, single mom, she would walk with all the other single moms and us kids would be in the front. So we'll be walking and the single moms just be in the back gossiping. And we'll walk dang near every night, bruh. Walking was a part of dinner. I'm gonna say that again. Walking was literally a part of dinner when I was a kid. That was the time the ladies would just come outside, go for a walk, and gossip about everything. Now, can't get y'all to walk from the living room to the kitchen. It's crazy, man. Yep. Work it off in the gym. He said, and take proper care to heal the body from those toxins. Absolutely correct. Sean says this. Shout out to Sean in the building. He said, Brother Andre, he said, when I travel internationally, I eat what the locals eat. Absolutely correct. I can't, here's a point that my point is just like yours, Sean. One of the reasons Ace Live, and shout out to my brother Ace, went from that really slim Ace that we met when he first got on YouTube to the big boy Ace, right? Ace could not leave Kentucky Fried Chicken alone for nothing. This dude was eating Kentucky Fried Chicken like they put drugs in it in every country. And I'm telling him, last time I saw Ace, man, I told Ace what my Christmas list was. He said, why you telling me your Christmas list? I say, why you telling me your Christmas list? I say, bruh, you're built like Santa Claus. You might as well be Santa Claus. Let me give you my Christmas list right now. I said, you bigger than that suitcase. Kid you not, man. Ain't no way we're supposed to be traveling and we're going to Burger King. We're traveling and we're going to Kentucky Fried Chicken. McDonald's. I'm gonna try McDonald's in another country. I ain't never tried McDonald's in this country. I'm gonna tell you something. In all the countries I've been to, I have never tried American food at all in another country. None. I left America to get away from America. That's y'all. Y'all go to another country and y'all still eat McDonald's. Well, McDonald's is healthier in another country. McDonald's is healthier, but it is not healthy. Yes, it's healthier when you compare it to the United States. Yes, you're correct. Kentucky Fried Chicken is healthier. Well, I can actually say this. I do every once in a while eat a pizza from the States, but the ingredients are different. I'll give you a perfect example. Down the street, we got Papa John's and we got Domino's. So every blue moon, I might have a pizza, I would say maybe 3 times a year. Me and Andre order pizza and we'll have date night at the house, right? And I'll order from Papa John's because it's right down the block, or from Domino's. But the ingredients is like fresh from somebody's garden. They don't make it like it's in the States. It's completely different, man. You swear somebody's grandmother was making them Domino or them Pizza Hut pizzas. I mean, not the Pizza Hut, but the Papa John pizzas down here. I mean, fresh tomatoes and all the other ingredients, right? And you notice that Colombians use very, very little to no pizza sauce, to where ours has pizza sauce and cheese all over. Colombians use very little pizza sauce. It is all about the meats and vegetables if you eat meat or if you eat vegetables. You getting cheese, but you ain't getting cheese like it is in the States. What's my point? A lot of us are not focusing on our health as we should in these countries. And you're eating in restaurants just like you eat in the States. You got to stop doing that. My man is absolutely correct. You got to eat what the locals eat. Surprisingly, most people eat holistically. Absolutely correct. You know how Colombian is. Okay, Colombian eggs. Tell me if I'm telling the truth. Have you ever been here in Colombia and you had just eggs for breakfast? No. What do they? Colombians gonna put what? Tomatoes in there, onions, cilantro. I have never been to a mom and pop restaurant or to Crepes and Waffles or any restaurant in Colombia and said, can I get some this, that, and that, and a side of eggs, or it comes along with eggs? Every single time they come with vegetables. You gotta ask them not to put anything in it. You are not getting scrambled eggs in Colombia and ain't got no vegetables in it. He's absolutely correct. In other countries, they focus on the holistic part. A lot of countries don't have a medical system set up to scam you out of billions upon billions of dollars, like the United States. United States gives you unhealthy food, so you have to go to the doctor. The doctor's going to be a pill pusher and give you all these pills. And so everybody's getting paid with the miracle round of the pharmaceuticals. A lot of countries don't have it set up like that. He said, Alan said, I have to shout to Alan in the building. He said, I haven't had fast food in 8 months. He said, I grow my own fruits and vegetables. Yes, sir. Yep. That's another one. Eggs with the spinach. Absolutely correct. That is a good one. That is a good one. Absolutely correct. He said, when I get fast food in another country, I consider that my cheat meal, the only cheat meal only so often. That's me. I had a Colombian veggie burger and fries today. That's cheap. The rest of the time, I got a detox coming up, and I'm eating fruit salads, and then I'm eating the rest of my other healthy foods. We keep fresh fruits and vegetables in our house. We keep them. Kid you not, man. Let's continue on with the video. This is sad. How this brother's trying to convince brothers to get a checkup, and these brothers are talking crazy.
No, you can't screen for heart disease and cancer and things like that at the gym. Okay, I'm not saying don't go to the gym, but like you can do both. Did you tweet this with a finger up your butt? Okay. Annual physical doesn't require fingers going on your butt. I think a lot of men don't know this because there's a couple responses like that. They do blood work. They check your pee, your vital signs. They ask you about your mental health. Sometimes an EKG, check your lungs, things like that. You talking about a rectal exam? That's for prostate, and that doesn't happen usually till you're between 40 and 45.
All right, the next one is digestive health. Make sure you check out.
It's very important to give your digestive system a break. Whether you're intermittent fasting or you're fasting, maybe juice fasting or something like that for 3 or 4 days, These things allow your digestive system to get a rest. I mean, when you look at the standard American diet, we're always eating. I mean, you wake up, you're eating a big breakfast, then you get to work and you're snacking at work, and then you have lunch at work, and then you may have another snack before you even leave work, and then you get home, and then you may grab a snack, and then it's dinner time, and your body is constantly digesting food, and you don't give it a chance to just rest. Anything that you give a rest usually works better after that rest period.
True.
This is what I eat as an ICU doctor to be at peak health and performance. First thing I ingest in the morning, a liter of water. So important to be hydrated. Second thing, black coffee. This is great for increasing my energy and ensuring that I can fast throughout the morning. My first meal is usually after 12 and is high in protein. This ensures I have enough energy and nutrients to get me through my day. If you want to hear more nutrition and health tips, follow along.
And the first process has to be usually involving some kind of cleaning up. It makes perfect sense to remove the garbage in the gut first before putting in the healthy food. So instead of having healthy food sitting on top of a garbage heap, then you clear the garbage heap first so the body can utilize the healthy foods. So detoxification really is coming from the word toxin.
Alright fellas, I designed this juice shot specifically for men as your new daily secret weapon. It's built to support your hormones, metabolism, and endurance in 1 2-ounce hit. It's called the Alpha Shot, part of the Men's Health Juicing series, and this one hits fast. We start with 2 cups of pineapple, clean, anti-inflammatory, and loaded with enzymes that help your body break down stress and bounce back strong. Break down 1 lemon. They're alkaline and help to support the immune system. I don't play when it comes to ginger, so I added 1 knob, which is about 3 inches. Everything is running through the Kuvings Auto 10 cold press juicer. This is what makes the entire Men's Health Juicing series possible. Drop the word SHOT in the comments and I'll DM you a link to my personal discount page. Plus 10% off if you use my code ICECOLD. Now to finish things off, we're adding cayenne to boost the heat, black pepper to unlock the turmeric, sea salt for minerals, and a dash of turmeric for internal recovery. 2 ounces daily, no excuses. The Alpha Shot is for men who want to stay sharp, lean, and locked in. Check out the last few episodes of the Men's Health Juicing series. Each one is built with intention. And if you're still skeptical, take this shot for 3 days and tell me you don't feel the difference. I'll wait.
Hi, it's Dr. Z, and we're going to talk about something called colonics. People always ask me, are colonics good? Do they clean out your colon? Well, let me tell you what they actually do. They're basically like a high-powered enema, okay? And all they really clean out is, if this is the rectum, and this is the anus where it goes in, they only really, quote-unquote, clean out to this area here, okay? I'm not a big fan because every year I operate on about 2 or 3 people who have lacerations from where their colonic is entered, okay? Now, if you really want to clean out your colon, there's a lot of different things you can do. A lot of different fibers. You can even take something called Miralax, which is non-absorbed and it's really safe. And that actually cleans the whole colon. And that's what we use for bowel prep. And so the only way to really clean out your colon is to drink something that actually acts as a laxative to clear out the whole colon. A colonic, while it can make you feel quote unquote better, it's important to remember the different colors and the different things you see in stool is not like meat that's been left in your colon. It's not like things that the colon doesn't expel. It actually just affects about less than 1/3 of your colon. Thank you.
Why the fuck is no one talking about what this surgeon just said? Listen to this.
The best way to clean out your liver after 30 years of junk food, it's not eating salads, it's not going on some overpriced juice cleanse, and it's definitely not skipping dessert for a week. If you're a black man over 40, chances are you've spent years eating the crap they feed us. Fried chicken, barbecue, late night takeout, and processed snacks. And if that sounds like you, there's a very good chance your liver is struggling to keep up. That big belly, those sluggish mornings, the high blood pressure, stiff knees, the brain fog, the low drive, that's not just aging, that's your body drowning in decades of toxins, grease, sugar, salt, preservatives. See, junk food doesn't just disappear after you eat it. It doesn't just sit in your stomach and go away. It gets stored, it clogs your liver, it slows your blood flow, and it keeps waste trapped inside you. That slow damage on the inside shows up in your daily life. Poor sleep, snoring all night, low energy at work, no patience with your family, and no matter how hard you try, the belly won't shrink because the root cause is deeper. So how do you turn it around? The truth is, not many people know this, but there's a natural remedy that's been used for thousands of years in Africa and Asia, but they've kept it from us in America. It's called Shilajit. Shilajit helps your body absorb minerals, supports circulation to your liver, and helps flush out inflammation and toxins. I've been recommending it for years to brothers in their 40s and 50s, men who come to me tired, frustrated, and worn down. Just weeks later, they come back smiling, full of life, thanking me because they finally feel like themselves again. More energy, more strength, more clarity. And the only thing they changed was adding Shilajit to their morning routine. But here's the warning. If the Shilajit you buy isn't tested by independent labs in the US, you could be getting fake resin loaded with cheap fillers. That's why the only brand I trust is a small company called True Nutra. I'll show it on screen. I've tried other brands before, and honestly, they didn't deliver. True Nutra keeps it pure. Just 3 ingredients: raw, organic honey, pure Shilajit extract, and saffron. Nothing else. When you scroll through the reviews, you'll see why so many brothers refuse to buy from anywhere else. Most people pay over $60 for a single box, but right now they're running a seasonal sale where you can grab one for under $30. The only problem, there's still a small company and word is spreading fast. So let me apologize in advance. If you tap the orange button below and they're already sold out, don't say I didn't warn you. Some of my clients had to wait months for the next batch. If you're serious about your health, click the orange button now and check if they still have some in stock. If they do, grab it while you can. Your liver will thank you.
Try out this juice.
I didn't, you know what? I didn't get what he stated. Maybe some of you guys heard what he said. Right, sounds like he said chitlins. Yes, sir. Okay, maybe a couple of you guys understood what he said. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool, perfect. Thanks, Ronan. Shout out to International Quiet Storm over here, starting trouble.
That helps to improve your skin, digestion, and also relaxes your nerves. Too good to be true? Well, the main ingredient is celery. And not everybody's a fan of that grassy, earthy taste, so we added 1 cucumber, 1 green apple, 1 lemon, about 12 sprigs of mint, a knob of ginger, and about 2 cups of water. Pause and screenshot for all the ingredients. Let's be honest, the flavor of celery juice is not for everyone. It's less about how and more about why people drink it. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. It's also made up of mostly water, so it helps to keep you hydrated throughout the day. This batch will last for up to 3 days in the fridge, a simple grab and go in the morning, and if you just need that sweetness, you can add a teaspoon of sugar. But just make sure to.
All right. Next one is that you can work on while you're in another country with ease is your sleep quality. I know we're on vacation and we want to go from spot to spot and place to place and have fun. But at the end of the day, whether you're at home or whether you're on vacation, as we age, this is my area right here. This is the area that I'm improving on, working on, is sleep quality. I've always had bad sleep quality my whole life. And now I'm buckling down on making sure that no matter what takes place, I have excellent sleep quality.
Sleep is super important for your overall health. So today I'm going to share some tips about how you can improve your sleep quality. So tip number 1 is maintaining a regular sleeping schedule. This means going to bed at the same time damn near every day. This is something I actually used to struggle with myself, but as of recently, I've actually forced myself to go to sleep quite early than usual and actually, get into the gym an earlier time depending on the day. Actually good because, in the morning, my energy is so high, like my energy levels are high. I've got an adequate sleep as well. So, it just sets up your day nicely. So try and maintain a regular sleeping pattern and try and go to bed at the same time every day. It might be hard, but if you put it into practice, trust me, you will reap the rewards. Another tip is create a relaxing bedtime routine. So this could be, having a skincare routine, oiling your scalp, reading a bedtime book, you know, just something that cools your head down before you go to bed. I do not recommend using your phone right before bed because that will just mess up your brain. But if you can't leave your phone alone, at least put it on, night shift mode or lower the brightness a bit so then your eyes aren't too, affected by the light. Try and have a nice calming bedtime routine. Something that actually calms you down and make sure you get the optimal amount of sleep that you need. A lot of people don't realize that sleep is very important in terms of stress levels and your overall health and growth as well. A lot of people don't realize that the lack of sleep is literally one of the leading factors to a lot of these illnesses that are out here. So please get your sleep in. Another tip is, which a lot of people don't really take into account, is making sure you have a cozy, bedroom setting. Because having a cozy bedroom setting can go a long way in terms of how comfortable you are in bed and how much you can optimize your sleep. So
probably one of my favorite, and I do it wherever I can, is that cold dunk every morning.
Really?
Yes.
You really a cold plunger? Really? Your staff's behind the camera going, yeah, she really does it.
She does it.
I call it my drug of choice. I love that hormetic stress.
But what that does is that gives a shock to the body. And that shock goes right into the bone marrow to boost the immune system. That's what quick cold does.
So when I say that, you have to act like you already have it or like you already are it in order to do it or be it. It works the same way. The analogy I use there is falling asleep at night. Like when you fall asleep at night, you lay down, you close your eyes, you slow your breath, and you pretend like you're asleep until you fall asleep, and your brain makes it so. And life works that way as well. And you have to act like it and move like it, right? Like you're not gonna become a drummer in a band unless you act like a drummer, and drummers practice. And so how do I apply that like practically? I guess from my book example, I really just decided I'm an author. Like from this moment forward, I'm an author. And I think a lot of times we don't realize the power that we have to choose those sorts of things. And this is another reason why I tell people to be so careful about the labels that they use to identify themselves and the labels that they put on themselves.
The third tip is temperature. Most people sleep in an ambient bedroom temperature that is too high. And you need to aim for a bedroom temperature of about 18.5 degrees Celsius. You need to get cool. Now, you can wear thick socks. You can have a hot water bottle. That's fine. But the ambient needs to be cold because you need to drop your core body temperature and your brain temperature by about 1 degree Celsius to fall asleep and stay asleep. And it's the reason that you will always find it easier to fall asleep in a room that's too cold than too hot. Men who sleep 5 to 6 hours a night will have a level of testosterone which is that of someone 10 years their senior. So a lack of sleep will age you by a decade in terms of that critical aspect of wellness, virility, muscle strength,
10
sexual
years,
performance.
that's incredible.
What is the age range where people will start to experience Alzheimer's?
Let's just actually take a broad overview of what Alzheimer's disease is, okay? So you've probably heard of dementia. Dementia is the umbrella term. So Alzheimer's disease sits under the umbrella. It's a form of dementia. There's frontotemporal dementia, which is what Bruce Willis has. There's dementia with Lewy bodies. There's Parkinson's dementia. There's vascular dementia. This disease, dementia or Alzheimer's disease, is a disease of midlife. And so it generally starts in our 30s, but the first symptoms show up in our late 60s, 70s, and beyond.
When you say it starts,
our brain fully develops at around 25 years old, 25 to 30. And after that, that's when if we don't take care of our brain, we start getting a decline in these functions.
The first thing, you're gonna have to cut down on that caffeine. The second thing is that you wanna start wearing blue light blockers. Third thing, get you some blackout curtains. Fourth thing, sleep before 10 p.m. And last but not least, I would recommend you to eat 2 to 3 hours before bed.
Hey, Mad Black Dad here. My wife complained a whole bunch about me snoring, and Dom had some really good jokes too. So I went and got a sleep apnea test. I had to go to a hotel. This guy clearly is taking his time putting all these sticky things on me and putting paste in my hair and on my face. So they wired me all the way up just so I can sleep and they watch me sleep. Very weird thing. So here we are, sleep apnea.
it, get more sleep. Because guess what? When you sleep, the body produces a whole lot of glutathione. Glutathione is the body's natural detoxification mechanism molecule. It goes through the cells, it buffers the cells, it kicks on the liver, it makes sure that the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system online, it kicks on the adrenal glands, it get the kidneys working.
That's absolutely correct. A lot of people don't realize that your body starts its detoxing process on a regular basis because you're sleeping. There are certain things that are released from the body, from the brain, from the rest of the body while you are sleeping. Absolutely correct.
See that? So when you're sleeping, you're repairing the body. Your body is going through a restoration process, a restoration process.
All right. The final one that we're looking at tonight of the top 7 things that you can do while you're traveling, get checkups. It's no reason why we spoke about this earlier. There's no reason why men should not be getting checkups when they're traveling.
Let me tell you why a lot of men avoid the doctor and why it's costing us. It's because the visit becomes uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to talk about your mental health. It's uncomfortable to talk about those headaches that you probably know are associated with your blood pressure. It's uncomfortable to talk about how your stomach's been hurting you lately, or the fact that you haven't been sleeping that much, or you're not yourself. You've been a little anxious, maybe you've been a little down, something's been hurting. It's also uncomfortable to talk about your weight. You can feel like you're weak, like you done failed. And as men, we're trained to push through pain, push through fatigue, push through stress, push through downfalls. We essentially train to push through everything. Here's the problem. You keep focusing on everybody else. Your team, your wife, your kids, your job, your career, everything. Who's focusing on you? And the reality is, that's not leadership. That's actually self-destruction. As a physician, I see this all the time. Men coming in when it's already advanced. The blood pressure has already done its damage to your kidneys. The diabetes has already done its damage to your eyes or to your limbs. The stress has already led to a divorce, or your kids having anxiousness and a whole bunch of other issues, and your house being in shambles. And the worst part is that most of it could have been prevented, bro. There's a lot of strength in walking into your doctor's office before something breaks. There's a hell of a lot of power in saying, I need to check on me. There's a level of maturity that comes with checking on your mental health. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I'm Dr. RJ. I love you. I'm praying for you. And I'm gonna see you at somebody's doctor's office.
The best approach that you can take is to find someone that has had a pleasant professional experience and get their recommendation or referral. I decided to get a checkup about two months ago. And the reason why I decided to pick Cali was because a good friend of mine who had already experienced the services at the Clinica in Cali recommended it to me. He had a very good experience. He boasted about the high level of professionalism, quality of the service. He had no issues. The cost of the medical treatment was well within my budget. When I compare what I would have paid for comparable care in the United States, it was a small fraction of the cost. And it was I would say, a big factor in deciding to actually commit to scheduling a medical checkup here in Cali, because it's very affordable, but comparable or even better quality of care. In my opinion, the most enjoyable thing or aspect about Cali is the people. They're very warm, they're very friendly, they're very professional, they're very inviting. I can't think of another country or another place where I have experienced such a warm, loving, welcoming reception of the people, and at the same time get medical treatment. So yeah, I would say the people, hands down. I guess a calming reassurance that, there's nothing wrong or nothing troubling about like my health. I feel good, but more importantly, it's crucial that that inside you're good. And the best way to do that is to come and get a medical checkup. The best advice I can give them is to reach out to the health traveler counselor, Pilar Diaz. That's the best advice I can give. Because of a recommendation, I reached out to you, and that's all it took, because you took care of everything. You scheduled everything. You gave me a list of all the choices and packages that I could choose from. I picked something that was best for me, Diaz, without hesitation. I have to give it a 10 out of 10 simply because of the great service, the high level of professionalism, the fact that I didn't have to wait in any lines. Everything was scheduled well in advance, and it was done efficiently and smoothly. I was driven more.
before we hear from Abraham, father of many nations, let me pull this up for us real quick with Pilar and what she does here in Cali, Colombia. Now, you guys can find somewhere for somebody to do a checkup with you in most countries around the world. But I just want to do a screen share in regards to who he was talking about. Who is this Pilar person that they were talking about? Pilar has been working with guys coming to Cali, Colombia for a long time. And she works with the hospitals here, the dentist's office here. She works with a lot of guys that come here, a lot of people that come here to Cali, Colombia, and for medical. This is her right here. And this is her and her, I believe this is her and her husband and other clients that come from, and she travels around the world to speak at events in regards to individuals and their health. I forget how much weight that she's lost herself. And so I'm going to drop the link. Let me scroll down a little further. Let me go right here. Let me do it like this. Let me just go to the video section. And it has a lot of videos in here that she's done throughout the city. She's got connection. There go our boy, Terrell. And so she's got a lot of collections here. We're going to watch Abraham's video in a second. So she's been helping people out. There's Terrell again. And other people that are coming from the States that she's been helping out when it comes to their health. So if you want somebody that really has a connection throughout Cali when it comes to anything, I mean, people flying up from around the world asking for assistance from her. So let me get you that information, gentlemen. Each one reach one, you know? And then now we're going to go back to the video. And this is her Instagram. Let me put this in there. And her name is Pilar. So let's go back here, add this to the stage.
My own medical conditions, how I was with my whole body, my health. That's pretty much how it started. I heard that this hospital is one of the best hospitals in South America. The health services are far superior as far as costs, patient care.
Yeah, that's the hospital I go to. It's nice. I ain't gonna even lie. That's a nice hospital, bro. It did not.
Attentiveness of your medical facilitators, everything is much better than where I come from in the United States. I just have to say it like that. What is there not to enjoy about Cali? La comida es muy bien. You have to try Ringlet if you come to Cali. That is the go-to spot. If you want to have authentic sancocho or whatever else you may want, you have to go there. Me encanta hamburguesa colombiano, pan de bono, helado, sancocho, todo la comida aquí. If I came across somebody who was thinking about coming to Colombia for health reasons, I would tell them stop thinking about it and just come and do it. There's nothing more to think about. This is the place to come for your health needs, period. The difference is astronomical compared to the States. You pay a fraction of the cost here for a complete medical exam than what you would pay in the States. I would say in comparison, it's 1/10 the cost. 1 out of 10 is 100.
I mean, I'm at a point in my life and age where I got to be conscious of my health. And so I got to stay on top of things. And probably is natural because I was already here and it just made things a whole lot easier. Especially instead of dealing with the United States where you got to go get a referral from your personal doctors, then wait for that institution to get a hold of you, schedule an appointment. It could take weeks, sometimes months before they have an opening. So it just makes perfect sense to come here because it's easier. The cost is very affordable and compared to the United States where you could pay thousands upon thousands of dollars depending on the procedure and your insurance. But my procedure, I actually have one coming up for gallstone, remove my gallbladder. So the price is affordable.
What happened? Make that freeze. Let's see if I push it forward. Okay, let me stop that. Pull it down. I don't know what caused that. Let me take it down and then I'll re-add it. Remove it from studio and then bring it back up. So we were about right there.
After that, that's when
Experienced. Yes, muy bien. You have to try Ringlet if you come to California.
Already here, and it just made things a whole lot easier, especially instead of dealing with the United States where you got to go get a referral from your personal doctors, then wait for back.
Absolutely correct, brother. Absolutely correct. We've got that here at our house as well. We keep that at our house. That vitamin is just a must-have in our home. Absolutely correct. Ashwagandha.
Too soon to get a hold of you, schedule an appointment. It could take weeks, sometimes months before they have an opening. So it just makes perfect sense to come here because it's easier. The cost is very affordable, and compared to the United States where you could pay thousands upon thousands of dollars depending on the procedure and your insurance. But my procedure, I actually have one coming up for gallstone, remove my gallbladder. So the price is affordable.
I don't know why it freezes right there. But we get the point. And that was basically the end portion of the video for tonight. Didn't want to keep you guys long tonight. Shout out to my brother Will with the $10 love on the PayPal. On the PayPal. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you. Tomorrow night is going to be the really fun one. This one was like, we're more on a serious mode, so it's not too long. We're only here for like almost just a little over 2 hours. And the important part is, guys, while we're traveling, we can take care of ourselves in these areas. When it comes to mental health, when it comes to our hormonal health, when it comes to our heart health or getting checkups, whether it comes to your spiritual health, anything that needs to be done as far as making sure that this piece of machinery continues to work, we can do that at home, or we can even do it while we're overseas. So definitely take advantage of that. Now, tomorrow night's episode, since I know that tomorrow is Friday, as I said, tomorrow is the Asian Battle Royale. What country has the baddies of the baddies of the baddies out there in Asia? Is it the Philippines? Is it Cambodia? Is it Thailand? Is it Vietnam? Or is it even India? Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to have fun with that episode tomorrow. Shout out to all you guys and anybody that wants to use the clip, that montage that I just had tonight of the videos. Just shoot me an email and I'll send it over to you this evening. Actually, I'll send it over to you. Shout out to all you guys. And any video clip that you guys see that I use and you guys are interested in, I'll just send it over to you. Shout out to all you guys that are here. Let's do a quick outro. Like I said, tonight wasn't going to be a long night tonight because tomorrow night, we're going to have some fun tomorrow night. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get the outros going. And shout out to all you guys. He said Russian also has a lot of beautiful Asian. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He said, Drake, can you send it to me? Just shoot me an email. Send it to you on WhatsApp? No, I can't. Can you send me on WhatsApp? Nope, I can't. You got to shoot me an email because I send it by way of WeTransfer.com. So I can't send it to you by way of the download it to WhatsApp. It's too long. Even though it's only like 50 minutes to an hour, it's still too long for me to be able to download it to my phone. So yeah, just shoot me an email and I'll send it right over to you. All right, gentlemen. let's get ready to go to our outro videos. Let's hit this one tonight.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I always daydreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Higher to a bird. You, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Living for weekends, wishing I could